What's going on, everybody? Crypto Headquarters here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Cardano. Specifically, we're going to be talking about why Cardano is doing so well as of recently. We're going to be covering all the news, updates, and announcements that are contributing to Cardano's price-wise over these past few weeks. Now, with that, I do want to jump into the disclaimer, which states none of the information in today's video is investment or financial advice. This is just simply my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, and consult a financial advisor if necessary. As for transparency purposes, please keep in mind that I am invested into Cardano and I do hold Cardano in my portfolio at the time of making this video. But with all of that said and all of that behind us, let's jump into it. It's no secret that in the month of April, Cardano has been one of the main beneficiaries of the recent crypto market surge. Now with that, cryptocurrency has been able to break, or at least start to break, the bearish trend that we've been seeing these past few months, and Cardano has been one of the biggest risers. Now with that, moving into the month of April, Cardano was sitting at about 15 to 16 cents before over doubling in price over this past month, seeing the price that we're seeing today on May 1st at 35 cents. So there's been a lot of news and updates and announcements that have contributed to this, but keep in mind that Cardano's rise in evaluation does have to do with the stuff that I'm going to cover in today's video, but please keep in mind that all cryptocurrencies have received some type of boost in terms of their price and market cap due to money flowing back into the space, and people become more bullish and more optimistic on cryptocurrency as a whole. I have a few other videos on my channel talking about potentially why cryptocurrency has become bullish in the month of April and how we're starting to break the bearish trend and where we could potentially go from there. So I do have videos on the wider market as well. But just to put some numbers out there, Cardano has clawed its way back up to the 6th rank overall in terms of overall market cap, sitting at about just over $9.2 billion. Now with that, Cardano is a cryptocurrency with a larger total and circulating supply, with a max supply of about 45 billion on the dot. Cardano. So where can you buy Cardano? Cardano is available on a multitude of exchanges, the main two being Upbit and Binance. Upbit being a South Korean exchange with the most volume right now, and Binance coming in at second. So Bittrex with the 4th listing there has a good amount of volume as well, but Cardano is a widely available cryptocurrency to be able to trade and add to your portfolio if you are interested. So enough of me talking about these numbers, let's jump into some of the news. We're going to be covering a lot in today's video, and one of the best ways that I can illustrate to you guys when these announcements, news, and project updates are going to be happening is over on a tool over on coincheckup.com that showcases the upcoming events for cryptocurrency projects. Now, with this, just as always, everything, all the websites, articles, and tools that I use will be linked in the description down below, so make sure to check those out. But first and foremost, we have the May 2nd, so tomorrow, as I upload this video on May 1st, we have the roadmap update, which is just an update of the Cardano roadmap. I'm going to be going over all of this more in depth in a second, but following that May 2nd roadmap update, we're going to see the Cardano 1.2 update go live by mid-May. Currently, it is slotted to go on May 14th of 2018, and after that, we have potentially the most exciting bit of news where we're going to see a testnet release, and actually I believe there are going to be 2 testnets going live sometime towards the end of May. Now, with all that said, this is kind of the order that we're going to be covering in today's video. So let's start off with the Cardano roadmap. Now, I have a few things highlighted here, so we're not going to be going through all of this, but basically what you have to understand is that currently they're in the Byron phase of their roadmap, the bootstrap phase, where we are making improvements. These include improvements of the code, for example, in the wallet backend and debugging. We will improve the design of the Dedulous and make integration through APIs to third parties simpler. We will then move from Byron to Shelly, where the network becomes decentralized. So the roadmap has a few parts. Right here we have Byron, and if we go down we have Shelly, and right now they're making the transition from Byron to Shelly. Now they say the next phase of Cardano's development will be Shelly, a path to the full decentralization of Cardano. The milestones of this phase are listed below, and to further prove what this actually means, basically I'm going to use another website over here that showcases again that Cardano's next big milestone is upgrading from its Byron release to Shelly. Byron focused on building a secure platform for users to trade ADA or ADA, with a key Q2 feature being improved performance with exchanges like Binance and Bittrex. So again, they're moving from one part of their roadmap to another. Shelly will hit in Q2 and Q3. This version delivers key usability elements that help the technology grow into a fully decentralized and autonomous system. Delegation and stake pool testnets will be the first features mode available to users, which could drive a frenzy of ADA trading. Now again, They say that they're moving forward to the Shelly phase, which is going to focus on the decentralization of Cardano. And again, to put it simply, they outline it very well that it's going to be focused on fully decentralizing in the autonomous system, and delegation and stake pool testnets will be the first features live, as we're going to talk about later, which could drive a frenzy of added trading, thus boosting the price, increasing the volume, and getting people excited for these stake pool testnets and eventually the mainnet following that. So at this point, I'm going to go over to another article where we're going to be talking about the 1.2 update that's coming later this month. In addition to the exciting news that is the Cardano testnets that are going to go live later this month, Cardano also has some exciting news in regards to some of the developments that are coming up that will hopefully be launched mid-May. Now with this, we have the launch of Cardano 1.2 and the Daedalus branch that are about to be unveiled. So they mention here that thanks to the Cardano team who makes sure that it goes through updates and debugging at necessary intervals before the project is presented to the community, to make the two worthwhile, the development team moved the branches of Daedalus and Cardano SL to develop for necessary debugging. The idea is to bring about the improvements to the two branches in a jiffy. So with this, hopefully we're going to be having these two branches unveiled by mid-May. And with that, there is another article that I do want to point out that goes through some of the updates that was given out by Charles Hoskinson, the CEO of Cardano, where they talk about the recycling process, coming up with the idea, moving it over to the quality insurance, and then going through what all goes into this updates, and just talking about the fact that the entire process will take over a month before reaching the end users, and then it'll get faster when the development is stopped, and he anticipates that Cardano 1.2 will go live in mid-May. During their progress, he will announce the exact date of these events moving forward here. So with this, a lot of news regarding Cardano 1.2, and you guys can dive into this deeper if you're interested in terms of all the technical things that are going to be released. But just keep in mind, this isn't a much anticipated update to the Cardano project. Now moving forward here, keep in mind that Cardano also has some news regarding some of the scientists behind the project. So as many of you guys are already aware, and for those of you guys that aren't, Cardano is built on a scientific philosophy as opposed to a traditional white paper, and the Cardano scientists are a set of individuals who make sure the Cardano scientific research is moving from the lab to code, making it easy for the Ouroboros to be checked and updated. The foundation has gathered some game theorists and programming language theory experts together to gain more insights and use cases for the project, hiring more staff, making sure that their project is on track, and making sure that the research is moving at a brisk pace from lab to code. Now with this, they also have some wallet updates. So aside from the fact the Cardano teams are working with exchanges, as we mentioned earlier, the team is changing Cardano's architecture, APIs, and other necessary tools to make the environment user-friendly. At the same time, the Cardano wallet is being redesigned to have a unified backend architecture. This will make the wallet user-friendly, useful, secure, and easy to deploy. So if you guys haven't noticed thus far, a common theme throughout this article in particular is the fact that the Cardano team takes meticulous effort to make sure that everything that is going out to the users as well as their project is done the right way, all the way from Cardano 1.2 and the Daedalus branch and the debugging that they have gone through at all these intervals to make sure that everything comes out to the end user and the end project the right way. And then we move over to the wallets, where they're making sure that the wallet is user-friendly, useful, secure, and easy to deploy, even if they have to change the architecture, APIs, and move everything around to make sure that it does have that unified backend architecture, thus making it better for every user that uses these wallets. Now, again, I am invested in Cardano, so take that for what you will, but I am very high in this project moving forward here. Obviously, they are very much in its infancy in regards to their roadmap and, you know, being a newer cryptocurrency, I believe launching back in September of 2017. Now, with that, they are moving at a brisk pace, and I'm very excited to be interested in talking about this project, but at the same time, I do want to point out just the effort that they are putting behind everything that they do. So now, let's jump into the testnets that are going to be going live, among other exciting news. Finally, we're going to talk about what is, in my opinion, the most exciting bit of Cardano news in today's video, which is Project Goguen and the two testnets that are going to be launching. And among those, we're going to talk about Ouroboros Genesis as well. So what do all these words mean? Well, the first testnet of Cardano is going to be delivered on May 28th, known as KEVM. So that's coming up in the month of May. And after that, in Q3, we're going to see the second testnet, IELEVM, be launched. and both of these test nets will be moving Cardano towards Project Goguen. Now, what is Project Goguen? So, Project Goguen is set to deliver smart contract capabilities for Cardano. When Goguen is launched, it will feature side chains that will allow users to transfer coins between blockchains without a third party. Goguen is expected to be open source and will support holding multiple cryptocurrencies in a single ledger. No release date has been announced for Project Goguen yet. So over on the IOHK YouTube channel, where they have a ton of educational videos regarding the Cardano project, they talk about Project Goguen, and it's only about 5 minutes long, so anybody who is interested in the technical aspect of Cardano, I thoroughly recommend this video. So as it's stated, if you guys or anybody who knows anything about Cardano understands just how big the smart contract capabilities for Cardano is and the implementation of this and the impact this will have on the cryptocurrency. So Project Goguen is still very much in its infancy, and it's going to feature side chains on that technology, of which we've covered on this channel with other projects in the past. And as well as Goguen is expected to be open source and will allow for the holding of multiple cryptocurrencies in a single ledger. So while there has been no release date that has been announced for Project Goguen yet, keep in mind that this is one of the core features that the Cardano team is looking and the IOHK team is looking to roll out in the coming months, and it's going to allow what is, in my opinion, one of the biggest updates for the Cardano cryptocurrency and project has seen thus far. Now, these testnets are both going to lead towards the Goguen official launch, so keep that in mind that the testnets also will probably have some impact on the price of Cardano moving forward, just as they do with pretty much any project that gets people excited. It's one more step moving forward towards a working product and what the team has promised within their white paper, and moving forward, this should help Cardano in terms of price, and just seeing the project move forward at a brisk pace is something that is always welcome. So again, let's move forward here, and we're going to be talking about Cardano's IOHK team again here and about their new release, Ouroboros Genesis. So Ouroboros is the algorithm on which Cardano is built, and as many of you would know, it is a proof of stake base. Now, proof of stake algorithm has proven time and time again to be a class apart from proof of work when it comes to scalability. However, the algorithm protocol has always been susceptible to security issues in the past, and upon completion implementation, Cardano will move up the ranks to become the, if not the most scalable, at the same time secure smart contract blockchain on the network. So again, there's another video I'm going to be linking in the description down below where they talk about Ouroboros Genesis. All of this can be found over on the IOHK YouTube channel. Again, ton of videos, ton of content over there, and this one is pretty long in nature. It's about 45 minutes, but again, anybody who's interested in the technical aspect of Cardano understands just how big this is. So again, this is going to have to do with scalability and the fact that proof of stake, at the end of the day, it's proven to be way more scalable than proof of work, and you've seen a bunch of blockchain projects move away from proof of work over to proof of stake. And moving forward here, proof of stake definitely has its advantages in terms of scalability. One of the biggest considerations for a project moving forward here is adoption is on the horizon. The successful cryptocurrencies that are able to scale at a rate are going to be the ones that survive in the future here. And although proof of stake does have its disadvantages, as they are acknowledged, the algorithm protocol has been susceptible to security issues in the past. Keep in mind, this is the go-to way, and if they are able to complete this implementation of Ouroboros Genesis, Cardano would be the most scalable and the most secure smart contract blockchain on the market, a feat that not many can exactly claim, if any. So Cardano definitely has a ton of news and announcements coming up here in the future. Now, many people would still consider Cardano a white paper project, and Cardano is built on a scientific philosophy, one of the things that many people love about this cryptocurrency. But at the end of the day, Cardano's promising a lot, and they certainly are delivering on it, but Cardano is very much built up on speculation and hype at this point in time. They don't have anything physical, or as physical as in, I mean, they don't have a working product out there. And well, I have no doubt, I hold Cardano, I'm an investor in it, I believe in this project. Keep in mind that it's important to always keep up to date with all of your cryptocurrency and blockchain projects, but especially in Cardano's case, as they are making awesome movements, they are making advances within their project, and they all are extremely exciting, especially when you have such an ambitious project as Cardano. Now, Project Goguen and Ouroboros Genesis are two things you're going to want to keep an eye on. The testnet launches that are going to move Cardano towards Goguen are going to be things to keep an eye on. Cardano might see a price increase and eventually a price dump after that, those testnet launches. We're going to see how it moves into the future, but nonetheless, we're going to hopefully hopefully see the smart contract capabilities with Cardano move with Project Goguen, as well as the sidechain implementation with Ouroboros Genesis. Hopefully we are going to see the most scalable and secure smart contract blockchain in the market when these eventually roll out. So a lot of things to consider here, guys, a lot of things that hopefully you guys learned in today's video, and I'm going to give my final thoughts and cut to the outro of today's video. Obviously, I covered a lot. We talked about a lot of things that Cardano is rolling out, and while it all is exciting news, please keep in mind that Cardano is still very much in its infancy with its project. Now, this is a cryptocurrency that has a very, very large market cap, and at this point in time, there's still a lot of people skeptical within the space on whether Cardano is going to be able to deliver. I'm a firm believer, I'm invested in Cardano, and I hold Cardano at this point in time, but please keep in mind one of the most important things you can do with all of your investments or wherever you stand with cryptocurrency and blockchain projects in terms of your interest level. It's always important to keep up to date with them to make sure they are delivering on their promises that they've made in their white paper or the promises that they've made in terms of development. In Cardano's case, they are moving forward at a very exciting pace. A ton of stuff is coming out here in the future, and while there aren't a ton of concrete dates in terms of the launch of Project Goguen, something that I personally am very excited for, please keep in mind that at some point in time these are going to come down the road. This is still very much at the beginning of its development, and when it does launch, I can say confidently that Cardano is going to benefit from this, both price-wise and both from an adoption standpoint as well. So again, a ton of things to consider. I hope that Cardano continues to see this rise in price moving up to the testnet date. Obviously, you're going to have a ton of people buying the rumor and selling the news, and that is a philosophy that is adopted among all cryptocurrencies out there, top 100 and beyond. But at the end of the day, nonetheless, Cardano is making strides from a development platform or from a development standpoint, and I am very excited for this cryptocurrency in the future. So hopefully this gave you guys some insight into why Cardano is doing well at this point in time. Obviously, the market has something to do with this as well, but they're also getting more people to believe in their project as they continue to roll out future updates as well and get people continue to be interested in this Cardano cryptocurrency. Now, with all that, I'm going to jump into the disclaimer, which states none of the information in today's video is investment or financial advice. This is just simply my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, and consult a financial advisor if necessary. Now, I will say again, as for transparency purposes, if it wasn't clear enough, I'm invested in Cardano and I hold Cardano. So that's what I'm going to say in regards to where I stand with this cryptocurrency. Hopefully you guys learned something in today's video. A lot to talk about here. Comment down in the comment section where you guys stand with Cardano, if you're a fan of it, what you think of these project updates. Anything and everything is always able to be discussed on this channel in regards to cryptocurrency and blockchain projects. So again, thank you guys so much for the support. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and have a great rest of your day.